Okay, so you walk by your gorgeous peace lily, and there it is. That one sad yellow leaf. It's like the classic plant parent mystery, right? But hey, the good news, it's totally solvable. So let's put on our detective hats and figure out what's really going on here.
Now, before you panic, I want you to know this. A yellow leaf does not mean you're a bad plant parent. Not at all. Think of it more like a text message. Your peace lily is alive and it's trying to talk to you in the only language it has.
Yup, that little yellow leaf, it's basically a tiny SOS flag. And our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to become plant detectives. We're going to decode that signal together and get your peace lily back to being its happy, thriving self.
All right, every good investigation starts with the usual suspects. And in the world of houseplants, that almost always means two things, water and light. Honestly, 9 times out of 10, getting these two right is all it takes to crack the case.
So let's talk about watering stress. You got to figure out, are you giving it too much love or not enough? The clues are actually pretty different. If you're overwatering, feel that soil. Is it soggy? Maybe you even see some dark, mushy patches on the leaves. Yikes. That's a classic sign of root rot. But if you're underwatering, you'll see something else entirely. We're talking brown, crispy edges and leaves that look kind of wrinkled and sad. So, what's the fix? It's simple, but it's so important. The number one rule is to check the soil first. Just stick your finger in there, about an inch or so. If it feels dry, then it's time to water. And here's the part that is absolutely 100% non-negotiable. Your pot needs drainage holes. No ifs, ands, or buts. That extra water has to have a way to escape.
Okay, on to suspect number 2, light. Now, peace lilies have this reputation for being low-light plants, right? But here's the thing people get wrong. Low-light tolerant does not mean no light. If it's stuck in a dark corner, the leaves will definitely start to yellow. And on the flip side, if it's getting blasted with direct hot sun, well, those top leaves might look bleached out or even have little sunburn spots. The sweet spot, the absolute perfect place for them, is somewhere with bright, indirect light. What does that even mean? Well, think of a spot near a window, but where the sun's rays don't actually hit the leaves. And here's a little pro tip for you. Sheer curtains are your best friend. They filter that harsh sun and create this perfect, gentle glow that peace lilies just go crazy for. Okay, so you've checked the water, you've checked the light, and everything seems okay. What now? Well, this is where our investigation deepens. It's time to look at the environment. We're talking about what's in the soil and even what's in the air around your plant. You know, sometimes your plant is just hungry. And when it is, it gives you this really specific clue. Take a close look at a yellowing leaf. Are the veins still bright green, even though the rest of the leaf is yellow? If you see that, especially if your plant isn't really growing much, that's a classic telltale sign that it needs some food. And the fix is super simple. It's time to feed your plant. Now, peace lilies aren't super greedy, so you don't have to go crazy. They just need a little boost now and then. All you gotta do is fertilize about once a month during the growing season, spring and summer, with a diluted organic liquid fertilizer. Seriously, that's it. Okay, our next environmental clue is all about humidity. You have to remember, these guys are tropical plants. They come from the rainforest floor, so they are happiest when the humidity is right around 50% or even a little higher. The problem? Most of our houses are way, way drier than that, especially when the heat is on in the winter. So how do we fix that? I know a lot of people love to miss their plants, and while that's okay, it's like a fleeting moment of relief. It doesn't last. For a real long-term fix, a humidifier is your best bet. Or you can DIY a little humidity station. Just get a tray, fill it with pebbles and water, and set your plant pot on top. As that water evaporates, it creates this perfect little humid bubble right around your plant. All right, detective, it's time to get up close and personal. We've looked at the scene, now we need to do a full physical exam of our subject. So go grab your peace lily, we're gonna check for any unwanted creepy crawlies, and see if maybe it's just outgrown its home. Okay, got it? Good. Now I want you to look really, really closely. Do you see any tiny little dots? Weird yellow patterns? How about a sticky feeling on the leaves or stems? If you see any of that, you could be dealing with pests like spider mites or mealybugs. And hey, pro tip, make sure you flip those leaves over and check the undersides. That's where they love to hide. So if you find some little critters, don't panic. First step, and this is super important, get that plant away from your other plants. Quarantine it. Then it's treatment time. A weekly spray with something like an organic soap or neem oil usually takes care of it. But here's a key piece of advice. Always, always do this in the evening. Spraying in the sun can actually burn the leaves.
All right, the next clue in our physical exam is one of those things that's super obvious once you know to look for it. Just lift up the pot and check the bottom. See any roots poking through those drainage holes? Well, that's your peace lily literally screaming, "Help, I need more space." Generally, a happy peace lily will need a new home every year or two, and springtime is the perfect time for moving day. Now, when you pick a new pot, don't go huge. Just 1 or 2 inches bigger in diameter is all you need. Why? Because a giant pot holds too much soil and moisture, which can lead right back to root rot. And as you're moving it, be gentle with those roots, but don't be afraid to kind of tease them apart a bit to help them spread out. Okay, we have looked at just about everything, right? Water, light, food, pests, pot size. But what if you've gone through the whole checklist and you still have that yellow leaf? Well, that brings us to our final explanation, and it's actually the most natural one of all. And this is something I really want you to take to heart. Sometimes a yellow leaf is just a sign of a life well lived. Seriously, just like us, plants age. An older leaf, especially one down near the base, turning yellow and dying off, that's not a cry for help. That's just the circle of life. So what's the fix for old age? Well, there isn't one, and that's okay. All you need to do is just snip or pinch off that old yellowing leaf right down at the base of the plant. It keeps things looking neat and tidy, and it actually helps the plant focus its energy on new healthy growth instead of trying to keep that old leaf alive. So let's put it all together. The big takeaway here is to have a system. From now on, whenever you spot a yellow leaf, you can just run down this mental checklist. Number 1, check the soil. 2, how's the light? 3, look for pests. 4, check for roots escaping the pot. And 5, just consider, could it just be getting old? You've got this. You are now officially equipped to solve this mystery every single time. See, by learning to spot these clues, you've basically learned how to speak your peace lily's language. You're not just some person who owns a plant anymore. You're a plant communicator, and that's pretty cool. So my question for you is, now that you're listening, what's your plant going to tell you next?